Yes, my people, what you man telling me, and based off the 1 hour chart, we know price is bullish off these highs. We're trading from this high, and we are trading from this low. So right now, internally, price is bearish because we are making lower lows and lower highs. So we're clearly in the pullback phase. But also, as I said yesterday, when price disrespects the SNDR, we tend to go back to a mitigated move origin before potentially bouncing back up. So until then, obviously, I'll just be looking for shorts. So when we head down to our 5 minute chart, you can see that price is bearish based off our SMAs. And I mean, based off structure, we made a low. We made a low, sorry. We made a high, low, higher high. We failed to make a we made a higher high, but we failed to candle close above this high. But we made a low, higher high, and then now we've taken out this low. So now essentially price is now technically bearish. So if I just remove that, so now we can trade from this zone here and start looking for shorts to take us down. And I mean, depending on if you are aggressive or not, then essentially you could have had this as your 1, this as your 2, this as your 3, this as your 4, and then your 5. And obviously price has, what's it called, price has given you the 4-5 where we've swept, tapped into an area of supply and demand, and it's giving you where price is now taking out our number 3. For me, probably this wouldn't be ideal on the 5 minute chart. Even on the 1 minute chart, it's not that ideal, but it is below the SMAs and it is a setup. So again, like a lot of people would have potentially had this area here where they're trading from this zone, where this is the 1, 2, this is the 3, and obviously price sweeps where this is the 4, that's the 5, and obviously price makes its way back down. In terms of entry models, then this is my last bullish candle, and we come back, at least tap the 382 level, so we could have used that and entered from there. If I still stop above the high, and you target whatever, I normally target 2R, so that would have been a winner. You could have also used this IB candle here, because this is my last bullish candle, but we can see we failed to close above it, and in the minute we get below it, we are now tagged in where stop is above that high there, and you target 2R again, and you get your 2R. So both methods do work in this scenario here. But now, just going back to the 5 minute chart, let's just see what goes on. So as price plays out, so price comes back, liquidates these highs, but remember this was a 1 minute high. Remember we had this area here originally. So now we've actually come back and tapped into this 5 minute zone, where now this is my 1, this is my 2, this is now my 3. We've already clearly swept 4, 5. So now this is where I can go down to my lower time frame, such as the 1 minute, and start looking for entries. But on our 1 minute chart, price is above the SMA, so I cannot get involved in this. If I go to my 5 minute chart, price did get above the 200, but we haven't retested it and pushed higher. So it's now just about me waiting and seeing what price does next. Let's just go to the 1 and see if we can get something. And essentially, so now we actually get below, where now this could be a zone that I'm interested in from here, and we tap. So again, this is really up to you, but we have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would I enter this? Would I entertain this? No, because we're now above the SMAs again. But when we go to our 5 minute chart, we can actually see now we are below our SMAs, and we're just in an area of supply and demand. So remember, on different time frames, you're going to see different things. This is why it's very important to understand where you are within structure, depending on what time frame you're on, and depending on where you are within price. So this is in the era of supply and demand. We are below our what's it called? We are below our SMA. So now there's two ways you can do this. Option number one is you could have waited for price to come back and tap into this last bearish candle, and we can see that we don't quite tap. I mean, this is the Stoic version. If I use the Dave version, okay, no, we don't. I thought we did, but we don't quite tap the 0.3 level from the Dave version, so you don't be able to get yourself tagged in. However, still, this is an area of now supply and demand. So now it's up to you to figure out if you're gonna take a trade from here, or you're just going to remember I am on the 5 minute chart. So if I go to my 1 minute, we can see that it's an area of supply. I mean, it's a zone, but within this zone, price is above the SMA. So now, what do? Do you get yourself tagged in, or are you just going to wait? So depending on you, you could have used this area here where you get yourself tagged in, because remember, we had our SBS, we had our sweep, we've tapped into an area of interest, we are below our SMAs, and now if you want to get yourself tagged in, you could use, this last up candle where you have a sell stop at the high, at the low of that CSS, and then now you just target whatever. So in this case, you might be targeting a 2R, and this trade might lose, but hey who. And yeah, so the trade actually wins, and yeah, it was a nice trade. So it was just an area of supply and demand. However, on a 1 minute chart, it was a zone. It's just that price was above the SMA. So in this instance, you wouldn't have been able to get in. However, now let me just remove. It looks a little bit messy. Okay. So we came from this area here. It was above the SMAs, but now look, we are now below. So now this could be your new zone, and within this zone now you can start looking for things which can help you get in. But we are now past my trading time, so I'll call it a day from there. So again, just to quickly go over things again, we had this zone here. Within this zone we had our SBS. If you use the 618 limit, it was a win, of course. We had an area of supply and demand which we used here, where price was below the SMAs, and then we got ourselves in from that entry there, which also gave us another winner. So yeah, so that's it for NQ today in terms of 3 to 5 p.m. And yeah, I'll see you lot tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Well, yeah, today, tomorrow, whatever. But yeah, always remember victory belongs to the most tenacious, and I'll see you lots tomorrow. Ciao.